To begin to halt the depletion of Haiti's natural environment, government must declare the environment a national priority, link environmental rehabilitation and preservation to social and economic development, and factor them into its national policy and strategy to prevent new instability and the insecurity and violence that generally follow. Haiti's history of instability and violent conflict are, of course, not attributable solely to environmental degradation, but the likelihood of renewed instability increases when that degradation interacts with the country's already fragile socioeconomic state. Its deep-seated institutional, political, and governance problems, the pervasive and extreme poverty faced by over 70% of the population, its vulnerability to natural disasters, the rapid population growth and overcrowding in urban slums, and those acute social and economic inequalities. There is an evident need for concerted national effort and international support to stop deforestation and land erosion, reduce energy shortages and charcoal dependence, address rural and urban pollution, including the absence of a solid waste collection and recycling system, and strengthen the country's capacity to cope with natural disasters. Environmental degradation is a core development challenge for Haiti, with serious implications for its peace, stability, and security. It contributes to increasing poverty and exacerbates vulnerability to disasters. Security sector reform and other measures to reduce the risk of crime, violence, and renewed conflict are important, but security in Haiti must be understood in broader terms. It is also about such threats as diarrhea, malnutrition, illiteracy, and unemployment, as well as deadly floods. The basic needs of water, food, and general livelihood are more and more threatened by pervasive environmental degradation that results and derives from decades of extreme poverty. People deforest out of ignorance and need. Estimates indicate that 1 million families practice subsistence farming in very precarious circumstances. This means that unless environmental degradation is halted, the livelihood of approximately 60% of the population, mostly rural, will be constantly threatened. There is a steady flow of rural migrants to urban areas unprepared to handle new arrivals. Continued overcrowding by poor migrants of the urban slums, known for perhaps Haiti's worst moment of violence between 2004 and 2007, presents an explosive social mix. At an annual rate of 2.5%, Haiti continues to experience rapid population, particularly in the capital. The predominantly young population will top 10 million in 2010, and approximately 100,000 youths join the job market yearly, with very little prospects of employment. Rehabilitation and conservation efforts to reduce erosion and flooding can only have a positive impact if pressure on the environment is eased by slowing population growth and rapid urbanization. The government, with continued international help, will need to reach out to local communities to make them full partners in the reduction of further degradation if efforts are to succeed. These efforts must include relieving pressure on forest resources, greater investment in external aid in rural development and in community-led environmental protection projects in urban slums to expand access to basic services, and last but not least, institutional strengthening, particularly at the local level, including community policing. The approach to halting and eventually reversing Haiti's environmental problems must contain that same strong social component fundamental to reducing the risk of renewed violent conflict.